Today I bring a message that will awaken a new sense of hope within you. Take a deep breath and listen carefully. This is the sign you've been waiting for. Something huge is coming your way. The first thing to understand is this: your imagination is not a fantasy. It is the blueprint of your reality. Every success you have ever achieved, every joy you have ever felt, first existed as a thought, a vision, a feeling. The universe responds not to your doubts, not to your fears, but to the clarity and intensity of your inner conviction. Right now, the small signs around you, a call, an unexpected opportunity, a message, even a fleeting thought, are confirmations. They are the universe whispering, "You are on the right path. Keep going." Don't ignore them. Do not dismiss the quiet nudges of destiny. They are proof that your larger victory is already on its way. To welcome this monumental change, you must feel it now. Don't wait for the evidence to appear outside. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life that is coming. Feel the joy, the pride, the peace. Let these feelings saturate your heart. The universe responds to the energy you emit. When your inner world is aligned with your desired outcome, the external world cannot help but reflect it. But be warned, your imagination alone is not enough. It must be paired with faith, without doubt. Trust in the invisible, even when the visible is slow to respond. Doubt is the only barrier between you and what is coming. Replace every thought of worry with unwavering certainty. Know that what is destined for you. Persistence is your ally. External circumstances may seem to contradict your vision, but they are merely temporary distractions. Keep seeing the end in your mind. Keep living in the emotion of already having received it. Persistence in consciousness creates inevitability in reality. Embrace gratitude as if the blessing has already arrived. Thank the universe for the opportunities, the guidance, and the breakthroughs that are on their way. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture. It is a powerful force that accelerates the arrival of your desires. So, if you have been waiting for a sign, here it is. Look around you, within you, and know that something huge is coming your way. Prepare yourself. Imagine it, feel it, trust it, and when it arrives, you will recognize it not as a surprise, but as a natural outcome of your unwavering inner vision. Your moment is near. Step into it with confidence. Step into it with joy. And step into it knowing that the universe has already conspired in your favor. Every creation begins in the mind. Before a building rises, before a business thrives, before a masterpiece is born, it first exists as a thought, a vision, an idea imagined vividly within someone's consciousness. Your imagination is not merely a place of escape or fantasy. It is the creative engine that shapes your life. When you fully imagine the life you desire, when you allow yourself to feel it, see it, and live it internally, you are sending a signal to the universe that this reality is already yours. The power of imagination is often underestimated because it works quietly, invisibly, yet it is the origin of all tangible results. Nothing can appear in your external world that has not first been imagined, first been felt as real, first been entertained in your consciousness as an actual experience. When you engage your imagination, you are not simply daydreaming, you are participating in a profound act of creation. Each thought, Each feeling, each vivid mental picture builds a momentum that draws circumstances, opportunities, and people into alignment with the reality you are holding within. It is important to understand that imagination is not bound by the limitations of the current physical world. The constraints you see outside yourself are only temporary reflections of your present state of consciousness. By imagining the life you desire as already complete, you are stepping beyond those limitations, opening the door to possibilities that the mind tethered to doubt cannot even conceive. Many people wait for external conditions to be perfect before they feel justified in dreaming or acting. But this is a reversal of the natural order. First, the inner world must be cultivated. Only then can the outer world reflect it. When you allow your imagination to take control, when you feel the joy, the fulfillment, and the satisfaction of the life you want as though it has already arrived, you are planting seeds in the fertile ground of reality. These seeds may remain invisible for a time, but their growth is invisible because imagination is the precursor to all manifestation. Imagination is more than visualizing. It is believing, feeling, and experiencing your desires from the standpoint of their completion. When you live in this inner reality consistently, the external world has no choice but to catch up. Opportunities, ideas, and synchronicities appear, seemingly out of nowhere, yet they are drawn by the magnetic force of your inner conviction. Your imagination, therefore, is not a trivial mental exercise. It is the most practical tool you possess. Today, na trejo travare, ko trejo travare trejo trejo. Every great achievement, every life-changing breakthrough, every innovation in history began in the invisible world of imagination before it became tangible. To embrace the power of your imagination fully, you must commit to it daily. Dedicate time to picture your life as you wish it to be. Feel it in your body, in your emotions, and in your heart. Let no skepticism dilute its force. The moment you treat your imagination as reality, the moment you live within it with unwavering belief, you set in motion a force that cannot fail. Everything begins within, and everything outside will eventually reflect the richness, the abundance, and the success that you have first dared to imagine. To truly manifest the life you desire, it is not enough to simply think about it or to visualize it superficially. The key is to live in the feeling of having already received it. Emotion is the bridge between your current reality and the reality you wish to experience. When you allow yourself to feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace, and the fulfillment of your desired outcome as if it has already arrived, you are aligning yourself with the very essence of creation. The universe responds not to idle thoughts or wishful thinking, but to the vibrations of feeling that you emit from within. Your emotions are the language of manifestation, and when they are fully aligned with the reality you seek, the external world is compelled to conform. Many people make the mistake of waiting for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel success, happiness, or abundance. They believe that once the external world reflects their desires, they can finally feel the corresponding emotions. This is a reversal of the natural law of creation. The feeling must come first. You must inhabit the end result in your consciousness before it materializes outside. By doing this, you create a magnetic field that draws the necessary people, events, and conditions to you. Every great achievement, every remarkable life transformation begins with this inner experience of having already won. To practice this, close your eyes and imagine a moment in the future as if it has already happened. See yourself living the life you desire, hear the sounds, sense the atmosphere, and most importantly, feel the emotions as though there is no tomorrow. Let the happiness, the pride, and the relief course through your body. The more real and tangible you make this internal experience, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. It is through this intense emotional involvement that your imagination is transformed into reality. The feeling of the end result is not fleeting or shallow, it is deep, immersive, and unwavering. It carries with it the authority of reality itself. When you consistently dwell in this state, doubts and fears lose their power over you. You are no longer dependent on the external world to confirm your success. Instead, you have anchored it firmly in your inner life. This inner alignment creates a natural flow where opportunities, resources, and synchronicities appear effortlessly. Life begins to move in harmony with your internal state. Living in the feeling of the end result also cultivates patience and trust. You understand that the world outside is merely reflecting the order you have already established within. You no longer chase outcomes or struggle against circumstances. Instead, you embody the reality you desire, knowing that the external manifestation is inevitable. Every emotion you experience in this state becomes a signal that accelerates the arrival of your desires. When you truly master this practice, your consciousness becomes a magnet, drawing everything you need to make your vision tangible. You are no longer a passive dreamer. You are an active creator, living in the fullness of what is already yours. By feeling the end result now, you bridge the gap between what is and what can be, transforming your life from the inside out, one emotion at a time. Life is constantly speaking to you, though most people fail to listen. Every small success, every chance encounter, every moment that seems coincidental carries a deeper meaning. These are not random events, they are signs, confirmations from the universe that you are moving in the right direction. The universe communicates in subtle ways, guiding you, encouraging you, and signaling that what you have been envisioning is beginning to take shape. The challenge is that most of us are so focused on what hasn't yet arrived that we overlook the evidence that is already present. Every small win, every unexpected opportunity, and even every challenge that nudges you toward growth is a signal that the larger plan is in motion. To manifest your desires, it is essential to develop the awareness to notice these signs, to acknowledge them, and to use them as fuel for your faith and persistence. Signs often appear in forms that are easy to dismiss. A text from someone just at the right moment, a sudden idea that solves a problem, or a chance meeting that opens new doors. They may seem small or insignificant at first glance, but their purpose is immense. These are confirmations that your inner state, your imagination, and your focused intention are beginning to ripple outward into the world. And the universe is aligning circumstances to match the vibration of your desires, and these signals are the evidence. When you start to notice them consistently, you will realize that nothing happens randomly. Every event, no matter how minor it seems, is part of a greater orchestration designed to bring you closer to your goal. By recognizing and appreciating these confirmations, you reinforce your faith and strengthen the connection between your inner vision and external reality. Each sign you acknowledge becomes a stepping stone, a reassurance that you are exactly where you need to be, even if the full manifestation has not yet appeared. Awareness is key. The more attuned you are to these signals, the more clearly you can interpret the universe's guidance. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a series of synchronistic events that support your journey. Signs also help you maintain alignment. They show you when to move forward, when to pause, and when to trust the timing of your dreams. Ignoring them leads to doubt and frustration, while noticing them cultivates confidence, patience, and clarity. Each confirmation you receive is a reminder that you are co-creating your reality with the universe and that your desires are not only valid but inevitable. The beauty of this process is that as soon as you start noticing signs, they multiply. Your consciousness begins to recognize patterns and synchronicities that were always there but previously invisible to you. Life itself becomes a mirror, reflecting your inner state. The more you attune to these confirmations, the more evidence appears that what you are seeking is already on its way. In truth, signs are not just random occurrences. They are proof that the universe is responding to your inner alignment. When you see them, acknowledge them, and trust them, you reinforce the invisible current that is carrying your desires into form. Every small success, every meaningful encounter, every synchronicity is a reminder you are on the right path and the universe is indeed working in your favor. Faith is the invisible bridge between the life you currently see and the life you desire. It is the unwavering trust in the unseen, the certainty that what you are envisioning is already taking form, even if your eyes have not yet witnessed it. Many people stumble in their journey of manifestation because they allow doubt to creep in. Doubt is the single greatest obstacle to creation. It acts as a wall that blocks the flow of energy from your inner vision to the external world. When you doubt, you signal to the universe that you do not truly believe in the reality of your desires, and as a result, manifestation slows or stalls. Unshakable faith, on the other hand, is the key that unlocks the door to transformation. Faith is not wishful thinking or idle hope. It is an active state of consciousness in which you trust fully in what cannot yet be seen. You act, think, and feel as though your desire is already accomplished. You hold it firmly in your imagination and refuse to let temporary circumstances, setbacks, or delays alter your inner conviction. Every moment spent doubting creates resistance, while every moment spent trusting strengthens the invisible forces that are aligning to bring your vision into reality. Faith, in its purest form, does not question the how or the when. It simply trusts that the outcome is inevitable because it is already present in the unseen. To cultivate this kind of faith, you must learn to detach from the evidence of your senses and anchor yourself in the certainty of your inner knowing. The mind may try to reason, to argue, and to rely on logic, but true manifestation comes from a level beyond reasoning, where belief and feeling dominate. Imagine planting a seed and then watering it, not just once, but consistently, without seeing immediate growth. You trust that it will sprout because you know the laws of nature work reliably. In the same way, faith is the nurturing force that allows your inner creations to take root and flourish in the unseen world until they appear in form. Faith without doubt transforms your energy. When you maintain unwavering belief, your thoughts, feelings, and actions align with your desired outcome. You no longer waste energy resisting or fearing. Every action you take is guided by confidence in the inevitable fulfillment of your dreams. The universe responds to this energy, Opportunities open, obstacles dissolve, and coincidences multiply. Faith creates a magnetic field that draws your desires toward you because your inner state already matches the reality you are seeking. It is important to recognize that challenges, delays, or uncertainty are not signs of failure. They are tests of faith. They are invitations to strengthen your belief and hold fast to the vision in your mind. When you can remain steady in faith, no matter what appears outside, you are no longer vulnerable to doubt. You become the embodiment of certainty, and certainty is irresistible. Faith without doubt is the engine of creation. Trusting in what you cannot yet see allows the unseen to become the seen. Doubt only obstructs, while unwavering belief propels your desires into reality. When you learn to embrace this level of trust, transformation is no longer a possibility, it is inevitable. Persistence in the inner vision is the secret that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely wish for them. The outer world is often unpredictable, full of challenges, delays, and obstacles that test our resolve. Yet the external circumstances are not the measure of what is possible. They are merely reflections of the inner state. What determines the ultimate outcome is how consistently you hold the vision of your desired reality in your mind. When you keep seeing yourself already enjoying the outcome you seek, no matter what appears outside, you are reinforcing the vibration that attracts it into your life. Persistence in consciousness is far more powerful than any amount of effort or struggle in the physical world, because the outer world is always shaped by the inner world first. To persist in your inner vision, you must cultivate the ability to detach from temporary setbacks and distractions. Life may present situations that seem contradictory to your goal, a delay, a rejection, or an unexpected obstacle, but these do not indicate failure. They are merely signals that your faith and focus are being tested. The moment you allow these external events to dictate your belief, you weaken the very energy that is drawing your desired reality to you. Instead, maintain the image of the end result in your mind with unwavering clarity and emotional intensity. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the joy, pride, and satisfaction of that reality as if it has already arrived. This mental persistence gradually reshapes your perception of the world and aligns your actions and decisions with your ultimate goal. Persistence is not about forcing reality to bend to your will through struggle or sheer effort. It is about holding a steady, unwavering image of the desired outcome in your consciousness until the outer world conforms to it naturally. This requires patience, discipline, and trust. The more often you return to your inner vision, the stronger it becomes, and the more resistant it is to doubt or fear. The mind, when trained in this way, becomes a powerful instrument for manifestation. Thoughts, emotions, and actions all begin to flow from this central vision, creating a consistent energy that attracts the necessary people, opportunities, and circumstances. It is also essential to recognize that persistence in the inner vision is cumulative. Each time you imagine the completed reality with emotion and clarity, you are reinforcing the foundation of its eventual manifestation. Like a sculptor gradually refining a masterpiece, repeated attention to the inner image shapes the external world in alignment with your vision. And when you visualize, even if weeks or months pass before you see tangible results, your persistence has been quietly building momentum in the unseen realm, preparing the way for a breakthrough. By refusing to be swayed by the changing conditions of the outer world and continuing to inhabit the state of already having achieved your goal, you create a magnetic pull that no obstacle can resist. Your inner persistence signals to the universe that you are fully committed, that you will not settle for anything less than the reality you have envisioned. The outer world eventually conforms because what is firmly held in consciousness cannot be denied. Persistence in the inner vision is the unshakable practice of living mentally and emotionally in the end result. No matter the circumstances, you continue to see yourself already enjoying your victory. This mental persistence is the invisible force that shapes the tangible world. By maintaining this inner discipline, you become a creator who transforms possibility into reality, one consistent thought and feeling at a time. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the art of manifestation. When you express gratitude as if your desire has already been fulfilled, you are sending a signal to the universe that you are not only aware of your blessings, but also fully ready to receive more. Gratitude is more than a polite acknowledgement. It is an active magnetic energy that magnifies attraction and aligns your consciousness with the reality you seek. It tells the universe that you are in harmony with the abundance that is already on its way to you, and in doing so, it accelerates the arrival of your desires. Many people underestimate the power of gratitude because they wait for circumstances to improve before they feel thankful. They believe that gratitude is a response to what they already have. However, the true law of manifestation works in reverse. Gratitude must precede the experience. By giving thanks in advance, you are affirming the inevitability of the event or outcome, making it already real in the unseen world. When you feel genuine appreciation for the life you are creating, you transform your consciousness into a fertile ground where your desires can take root and flourish. Expressing gratitude requires more than simply reciting words. It is a feeling, an internal state that must permeate your entire being. Imagine your desired outcome has already occurred. See it, feel it, and immerse yourself in the joy, relief, and satisfaction it brings. Then give thanks with your whole heart. Thank the universe, life itself, or the unseen forces that have already orchestrated your success. This is not an act of desperation or hope. It is a confident declaration that your inner vision is already being realized. The more sincere and vivid your feelings of gratitude, the stronger the signal you send, and the more the universe responds with evidence and opportunities. Gratitude also shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When you dwell on what is missing, you strengthen the energy of absence, which delays manifestation. When you focus on gratitude, you amplify the energy of fulfillment. Every act of genuine thanks raises your vibration and draws circumstances, people, and events into alignment with your inner state. Gratitude functions like a magnet. It pulls toward you everything that corresponds to the reality you have already embraced, emotionally and mentally. The practice of gratitude should become a daily habit, a natural part of how you inhabit your inner world. Begin and end each day by reflecting on what you are grateful for, both in your present life and in the life you are creating. Let your feelings of gratitude grow until they are so strong that they fill every thought and emotion. This persistent state of appreciation primes the mind and heart to receive effortlessly, because the universe recognizes that you are ready. Gratitude is not just a tool for happiness, it is a mechanism of creation. By giving thanks as though the event has already occurred, you establish the frequency of your desired reality, strengthen your inner alignment, and open yourself to receive. It bridges the gap between imagination and manifestation, between desire and fulfillment. When practiced consistently, gratitude transforms expectation into reality, impatience into trust, and thought into experience. It is the secret ingredient that accelerates arrival and makes the invisible visible. As we reach the close of this message, remember this: every vision you hold, every feeling you nurture, every sign you notice, every act of faith, persistence, and gratitude is shaping the reality that is coming to you. The universe is already aligning in your favor. What you have imagined, what you have felt as real in your heart, is inevitable. Your job is not to chase a struggle, but to remain steadfast in your inner vision, to trust, to feel, and to give thanks as if it is already done. Know that something huge is coming your way. Prepare yourself to receive it with joy, with confidence, and with unwavering belief. Your imagination is the seed, your emotions are the water, your faith is the sun, and your gratitude is the soil. Nurture them all and watch your life bloom in ways beyond what you can currently imagine. Thank you for taking this time to listen, to reflect, and to open yourself to the power within. Remember, the signs are here, the universe is moving, and your moment is already on its way. Thank you. Everything you want already exists in the unseen. Your desire is not a request for something to come into existence. It is a revelation of what is already yours. The moment an idea is born within you, the fulfillment of that idea has been set into motion. You wouldn't feel the desire unless the version of you who already has it is calling you forward. You have been told that manifestation takes time, that success requires long struggles, that prayers remain unanswered for reasons unknown. But today you are rewriting the rules. You are reclaiming your divine authority. You are learning the fastest way to your desires, a method so powerful that in 3 days everything can shift. 3 days is not a countdown. It is not a waiting period. 3 days is a state of assumption held without contradiction. It is the unwavering inner knowing that what you have imagined has already happened. Day 1, you decide. You choose the end result. You stop asking if it will happen and begin living from the truth that it already has. You see the world from the eyes of the person who has succeeded. You walk differently, you speak differently, you feel differently. You claim your desire as reality, not fantasy. Day 2, you persist. Doubts may knock, old stories may rise, but you stay loyal to your chosen end. You do not argue with appearances. You do not negotiate with fear. You do not look to the outer world for confirmation. You remain in the inner world, the world that shapes truth. You feed the feeling of victory until it becomes effortless. Day 3, you rest, not a passive rest, but a victorious one. You allow the unseen power to do what you have already done internally. You walk through the day knowing the bridge of events is unfolding. You celebrate before the evidence. You trust that what you felt real is real, and the physical must follow. This 3-day process is not magic, it is law. You do not manifest by hoping, you manifest by assuming. Every desire requires only one thing: the feeling of having it now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. When you assume the state of the wish fulfilled and you hold it, the world must rearrange itself. Doors open, people show up, situations shift. What is yours rushes toward you because you have called it with conviction. You are not waiting on your desire is waiting on you. So decide the life you choose to experience. Imagine the end as though it is your present. Feel the satisfaction deeply. Persist for 3 days with absolute inner allegiance. And then watch how fast reality bends. The fastest way to your desires is to already be the version of you who has them. Speak the inner truth. It is already done. It is already mine. I am living it now. 3 days of unwavering assumption. That is all it takes. Your manifestation is not in the future, it is here and now. It is time for you to claim it. Your imagination is the workshop of destiny. What you accept as true becomes your reality. Every outcome you have ever experienced began first as a thought, a belief, an inner assumption. Long before the world around you rearranged itself, something within you shifted. Imagination is not something childish or trivial. It is the most powerful, creative force you possess. It is the silent architect behind the scenes of your life, constructing experiences that match the truth you hold within yourself. Every time you imagine something with feeling, you are giving life to a new possibility. You are allowing the invisible to take shape even before it becomes visible. The mistake is believing that imagination is separate from real life, when in truth, imagination is the origin of everything that becomes real. The chair you sit on, the phone you use, the home you live in, all were once ideas in someone's mind. They had no physical form until imagination gave them one. The same principle applies to your relationships, your finances, your health, and your future. When you accept an idea as true, whether it is empowering or limiting, you activate a law that ensures it must express itself. The mind does not judge what you give it. It does not filter between what you want and what you fear. It simply creates based on what you assume to be real. This is why your inner dialogue matters. This is why your private visions shape your public life. You have been imagining your life into existence without even realizing it. Every doubt you've repeated, every fear you've entertained, every limitation you've accepted, those were seeds you planted, and life, being fertile soil, allowed them to grow. But just as easily, you can plant new seeds. You can imagine success instead of struggle, love instead of loneliness, abundance instead of lack. The moment you accept these new ideas as your truth, everything begins to shift. Imagination does not wait for permission. It does not check the current circumstances to see if change is possible. It knows it is the source of change. When you deliberately choose the images you dwell on, you take the steering wheel of your destiny. You overrule appearances and replace them with intention. You stop being a victim of life and become the creator of life. The secret is to imagine and feel the end result as though it is happening right now. When imagination and emotion join together, they produce a force so strong the universe has no choice but to respond. Your reality rearranges itself to match the new truth you hold within. People, opportunities, and events you could never have predicted begin to appear. Things that once seemed impossible suddenly become inevitable. The world will always mirror the assumptions you persist in. If you want to change the reflection, you must first change what you are imagining. Believe in the unseen. Trust the power that breathes life into your dreams. Your imagination is the workshop of destiny, and you are the master builder. The desire fulfilled begins with a decision. Assume the end and live from it, not toward it. The moment you choose the outcome in your mind, the moment you say, "This is already mine," everything in your reality begins shifting to align with that assumption. You do not wait for signs, evidence, or permission from the outside world. You give yourself permission through your decision. You claim the end as your truth before the world has the chance to show it to you. Most people live toward their desires. They imagine themselves on the way, still lacking, still hoping, still waiting. They place their dreams in the distance, treating them as goals they must earn through struggle and time. But what they don't realize is that by living toward the desire, they reinforce the belief that they don't have it yet. And as long as the belief of not yet remains dominant, the desire remains distant. True manifestation flips this logic completely. You live from the end, as though you already are the one who has the success, the love, the abundance. You shift your identity first. You occupy the state of the fulfilled desire so fully that there is no room for doubt. You make the decision so deeply that the external world must follow. This decision is not about forcing or pretending. It is a quiet certainty, an inner knowing. You adopt the perspective and feelings of the version of you who already possesses what you want. If you desire wealth, you don't walk as someone striving for abundance. You walk as someone who is financially secure. If you desire love, you don't think like someone waiting to be chosen. You think like someone already adored. If you desire healing, you don't identify with illness. You identify with wholeness. Life responds to identity. The universe reflects back who you believe yourself to be. When you assume the end, you are changing your self-concept. You are saying, "This is who I am now," and the world must reorganize to mirror that version of you. This is why the decision is everything. In that single moment of inner commitment, not hesitation, not half belief, you set manifestation into motion. The decision itself is the beginning of fulfillment. You do not chase outcomes, you attract them through alignment. You no longer need to check, worry, or doubt because your assumption has already secured the result. Living from the end is the ultimate expression of faith. When you decide the outcome and hold that state with persistence, you are declaring that your inner reality is more powerful than appearances. And soon, appearances shift to match your declaration. Every desire you hold is waiting for one thing, for you to decide that the end is already achieved. Once that decision is made, every step, every coincidence, every encounter becomes part of the bridge leading you to the physical expression of what you already claimed. You are not journeying toward your dreams, you are living from them. The decision is the beginning, and the end is guaranteed. A desire fulfilled begins with a decision. Assume the end and live from it, not toward it. Every transformation starts the moment you choose to accept the final outcome as already done. This decision is not simply an intellectual choice. It is an inner shift in identity. It is the moment you stop being the person who wants and become the person who has. When you decide with conviction that your desire is reality, your inner world aligns. with the fulfilled state, and your outer world must follow that alignment. Most people try to manifest from a place of longing. They focus on what they don't have, hoping that eventually they will earn it or attract it. But the more they reinforce the idea that their desire is in the future, the more the future keeps stretching ahead of them. Desire, when paired with waiting, becomes distance, and distance keeps the dream out of reach. The secret is to eliminate the gap between you and what you want. You close that gap by assuming the end as present now. This assumption shifts everything: your thoughts, your tone, your decisions, your energy. You no longer think like someone lacking, because lack is not part of your identity anymore. You speak as the person who has the opportunity, the love, the wealth, the health, the success already in hand. You don't ask if it will happen, you operate with the knowing that it has happened in the unseen and is unfolding visibly. Living from the end means walking through life with the inner satisfaction of the fulfilled desire. You imagine the outcome so vividly and consistently that your inner experience becomes richer and more real than current circumstances. And because the outer world is only a reflection of the inner state you persist in, it must eventually show you the result you have assumed. This is not imagination as escape, this is imagination as creation. When you hold a state of fulfillment with unwavering loyalty, you are planting the seed of your desire in the soil of consciousness. And once planted, the harvest is guaranteed. Doubts may arise, old beliefs may try to pull you backward, but the decision to assume the end gives you a new emotional home. You no longer entertain anything that contradicts your chosen reality. Persistence in assumption is the key. Not force, but certainty. Not struggle, but faith. Every time you affirm the end in your heart and feel its truth, you strengthen the foundation of your manifestation. Soon opportunities appear that you could never have predicted. People show up who are part of your unfolding story. The path forms beneath your feet as you walk in the identity of the one who has already won. The decision is the moment your life changes. The desire becomes real the instant you claim it. You don't wait for the world to prove it. Your assumption itself is the proof. So choose the end boldly. Live from the fulfilled state with joy. Hold the feeling that the victory is already yours. Because once you make that decision, reality has no choice but to obey. 3 days is not about time. It's about unwavering conviction. Time is not what manifests your desire. Belief does. The number of days is symbolic of a state of mind that remains unchanged and loyal to its vision. When you commit to the outcome with your whole being, when your assumption remains firm and unshaken, manifestation can occur swiftly. 3 days represents the period in which you completely detach from doubt and fully embrace the reality of your desired result. Many people think manifestation requires waiting for signs, waiting for progress, waiting for the world to align. But waiting implies uncertainty. It implies that the desire is not yet here, that the fulfillment is still far away. In truth, manifestation unfolds the instant you decide that what you have imagined is already yours. The 3 days simply symbolize a short season of inner consistency where you refuse to entertain anything contradictory to your assumption. Conviction is the power behind creation. It is the mental and emotional stance that says, "This is done. I have it now." Once you claim that inner truth, you hold it like a precious secret, not seeking validation from the outside, not scanning for evidence. Instead, you rest in a calm expectancy. You trust the unseen process. Your conviction is the seed, and faith is the soil that protects its growth. During those symbolic 3 days, your inner world becomes immovable. Old fears may whisper, circumstances may appear unchanged, but you remain steadfast. You remind yourself that the outer world is only a delayed reflection of what you have already accepted within. You stop surrendering to appearances and instead insist on the reality of your desire through feeling. The conviction becomes so natural that it no longer feels like imagination, it feels like truth. When conviction deepens, everything shifts. You notice your self-talk is different, the tone of your thoughts rises, your behavior aligns with success, love, health, or abundance, whatever it is you have claimed. You no longer ask how long, because you are already living the result internally. Time becomes irrelevant. The creation is already complete, and the physical world simply follows the script you've written in consciousness. The reason manifestation can occur rapidly, within days, hours, or moments, is because the universe responds instantly to inner certainty. There is no resistance when the mind is fully unified with belief. The bridge of events forms quickly because there is nothing opposing the fulfillment. What slows manifestation is not the desire, it is the doubt that competes with it. 3 days is the period of unwavering inner fixation, where you no longer oscillate between belief and disbelief. You choose the end, and you remain in that chosen state. It is the season where the old self dissolves and the new self emerges fully formed. So understand this: 3 days is not a countdown on a calendar. It is a demonstration of mental discipline, emotional loyalty, and spiritual certainty. It is the time it takes for you to stop questioning and start knowing. And once you know, truly know, manifestation becomes inevitable. Feeling is the bridge between the invisible idea and the visible world. It is not enough to merely think about what you want. Thought alone is like a seed that has not yet touched the soil. It carries potential, but without emotional nourishment, it cannot grow or bear fruit. Feeling gives life to thought. Feeling gives shape to the unseen. Feeling is what transforms a simple desire into a living reality. Every moment you experience a desire, the mind may paint a picture of what you want, but it is the feeling, the inner sensation of having it, that begins the manifestation process. When your heart engages with your imagination, the idea becomes more than a mental construct. It becomes a state of consciousness that you embody. The universe responds to that state, not to idle wishing. Feeling is the language creation understands. If you imagine success but feel fear, doubt, or unworthiness, the energy you emit is not aligned with success. You are emotionally tied to the lack of the desire rather than the fulfillment of it. This is why people sometimes say they are manifesting but see no results. They are visualizing the dream while emotionally living the opposite. The world reflects what you feel to be true, not what you hope to be true. Feeling is the evidence of your assumption. It is the inner confirmation that your desire is already yours. When you feel the joy of achievement before the achievement arrives, when you feel the relief of answered prayers before anything changes, when you feel the love of the relationship before the person enters your life, you are signaling to reality that fulfillment is present now, and reality must rise to mirror that presence. Your feelings imprint the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind controls your habits, decisions, perception, and opportunities. When you consistently feel aligned with your desire, you naturally begin to think, act, and respond as the version of you who already has it. Life then organizes itself to support that identity. People show up, circumstances shift, solutions appear, synchronicities unfold. Feeling is the catalyst that activates these changes. The clearer and stronger the feeling, the faster the bridge forms between the invisible and the visible. It doesn't require force or strain. True feeling is effortless. It is the quiet knowing, the soft certainty, the warm inner satisfaction that tells you the outcome is secured. The body relaxes. The mind becomes peaceful. You no longer question if or when. You simply rest in the fulfilled state. So when you imagine your desire, let your heart participate fully. Let your emotions rise into the experience. Feel the end result as if it surrounds you now. Let the joy, gratitude, and confidence fill your imagination with life. For every reality you have ever lived began as a feeling first. Feeling is not just part of the manifestation process. It is the bridge that carries your desire from the unseen realm into the physical world. When the feeling of having becomes stronger than the feeling of wanting, the manifestation is complete. Persist in the inner state until the outer world bends to match it. The reality you experience is a delayed reflection of the assumptions you hold within. It does not instantly show you what you believe. It reveals what you persist in. One moment of imagining is powerful, but persistence is what transforms imagination into form. The world around you may take time to adjust, not because the desire is distant, but because old beliefs and previous assumptions are still playing themselves out. Your job is not to chase change outwardly, but to remain loyal to the inner transformation until it becomes the only truth you recognize. Persistence is the quiet courage of manifestation. It is choosing your inner reality again and again, even when physical evidence has not yet appeared. It is refusing to give attention to contradictions. It is staying faithful to the vision when circumstances seem to argue otherwise. The outer world is only a mirror, and a mirror does not change until the original changes. When you decide that your inner state is the real world, the only world that matters, then the physical realm must follow your lead. Every time you return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you strengthen the foundation of your new reality. You are imprinting that truth deeper into the subconscious, anchoring it as your identity. And once the subconscious accepts a new identity, the visible world cannot resist reflecting it. Opportunities shift. People respond differently. Paths open that were once invisible. What looked like delay suddenly reveals itself as divine timing. Persistence does not mean effort or struggle. It means conscious assumption. It means aligning your inner conversations, reactions, and emotions with your chosen end. Instead of worrying, you affirm. Instead of fearing, you assume. Instead of observing the old, you stay rooted in the new. You do not allow temporary appearances to convince you that nothing is happening, because you know everything is happening beneath the surface. There will be moments where doubt tries to creep in, telling you that nothing is changing. But doubt is only a sign that the old story is losing its power. When you refuse to feed it, it fades. The inner state becomes dominant, and once dominant, it must be expressed. The outer world has no will of its own. It is obedient to the impressions you persistently hold. This is the law of creation. To persist is to declare, what I want is already mine, and I will not abandon this truth. You remain unmoved in your knowing. You act, think, and feel as the person who has already received. Persistence turns imagination into inevitability. It transforms desire into destiny. So hold your vision firmly. Return to the fulfilled state every time your attention drifts. Trust the unseen movement. Keep your heart anchored in the end result. When you persist long enough, the physical world has no choice but to surrender to the power of your assumption. Reality will bend because you never did. Every event you experience is an echo of what you once assumed. Change the assumption and you change the echo. Life is always reflecting you back to yourself. The situations, people, and outcomes you encounter are not random accidents or twists of fate. They are the mirrored expressions of the beliefs you have accepted as true over time. The inner world speaks first, and the outer world responds. What you assume in the quietness of your mind reverberates into the noise of your daily existence. Your assumptions are the silent scripts that your life follows. They shape your expectations, and those expectations shape your reality. If deep down you believe that things always work out for others but not for you, life will present experiences that support that belief. If you assume love is difficult, relationships will reflect struggle. If you assume abundance is scarce, opportunities will seem limited. These outcomes are not punishments, they are mirrors. They show you the assumptions you have planted within. But the beauty of this truth is that you can rewrite the script at any moment. You do not have to continue living out old stories or repeating familiar patterns. When you change your assumption, you shift the foundation that reality builds upon. A new inner belief creates a new outer response. Life cannot continue echoing the same experiences when the source of those experiences has transformed. Every event is simply the result of past assumptions expressed on a delay. If you do not like the current echo, don't fight the world, change the inner sound. Stop trying to rearrange external circumstances through effort and force. Instead, go to the origin, the mind. Align your thoughts and feelings with the version of yourself who already lives the life you want. Assume that you are deserving. Assume that you are chosen. Assume that you are supported. Assume that things come easily to you. These become new seeds that life must nurture into physical form. Shifting assumptions is not about convincing the world, it's about convincing yourself. When you truly adopt a new inner stance and persist in it, your reality will eventually reveal that shift. People may treat you differently, unexpected opportunities may arise, solutions become visible. What was once blocked suddenly opens. The echo changes because the original thought has changed. This process requires patience and loyalty to the new assumption. The old echo may continue for a short while because previous beliefs are still dissolving, but instead of reacting to what you see, respond from what you have chosen to believe. Your inner state must remain stronger than the outer reflection. When it does, the world will have no choice but to catch up. Your life is not shaped by chance, it is shaped by assumption. The loudest echo in your reality is the result of the quietest belief in your heart. Change that belief and your entire world shifts. Every new assumption is a new destiny. Every new state of mind is a new path unfolding. You are the source, and life is the echo. Your life changes the moment you decide to believe in the reality of your desire more than the illusion of delay. When you imagine with conviction, feel with certainty, and persist with unwavering faith, you activate the fastest route to manifestation. You are not waiting on the world is waiting on you. Every shift begins within. Every miracle starts as an assumption you dare to hold. Use the end. Live from the fulfilled state. Trust the bridge of events. Your desire is already accomplished in the unseen, and soon the visible world will confirm what you have claimed. The power is in you. The authority is in you. Your future is not ahead, it is now. Thank you for listening. I want you to hear this today. Everything in your life is moving, quietly yet powerfully, in your favor. Even if it doesn't feel that way right now, a shift is taking place, and a big win is on its way to you. The secret lies not in what the world shows you, but in the inner world you cultivate. Every thought you allow, every feeling you entertain, shapes the reality that is being delivered to you. When you imagine the outcome you desire and truly feel it as already yours, the universe rearranges itself to bring it into your experience. Too often, we wait for the proof before believing. We look at circumstances, external events, or the opinions of others to decide what is possible. But the truth is, reality responds to your imagination first. What you hold firmly in your mind and heart manifests in your life. Trust that unseen forces are aligning, preparing every detail so that your big win cannot be delayed. Release the tension, release the worry. These are not signs that you are failing. They are signals that you are being asked to let go and allow. Step into the feeling of your victory now. See it, hear it, live it in your mind, and watch as the world bends to meet your expectation. Your imagination is not a playground. It is the workshop of reality. Persist in your inner vision. Persist in the assumption that your big win is not only coming, but that it is already yours. Feel the triumph, the joy, the relief, the freedom of your success now. By doing this, you are not chasing reality, you are creating it. So today, let your faith be greater than your doubt. Let your imagination guide you, and know that everything is shifting in your favor. Your big win is not somewhere in the distant future, it is near. Feel it, believe it, live it, and step confidently into the life you have been silently crafting all along. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Every circumstance, every encounter, every challenge, and every opportunity you experience is a reflection of what you carry within your mind and heart. Most people live as if the external world is the ultimate authority, as if their reality is shaped by chance, luck, or other people's actions. But the truth is far more empowering. Your imagination is the seed of your reality, and the life you see outside begins first inside of you. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome and genuinely feel it as real, you are not merely entertaining a fantasy, you are creating the blueprint through which reality must align. The key is not just to think about your goal superficially, but to immerse yourself in it emotionally, to feel every nuance of its fulfillment as though it has already happened. This is what gives your inner vision its creative power. Every emotion, every sense of certainty, every conviction in your mind serves as a directive to the unseen forces orchestrating your life. When you cultivate the feeling of your success as already existing, you send a signal that cannot be ignored. Reality cannot resist the insistence of your belief. It bends and moves to accommodate the vivid, emotionally charged vision you carry. Many people stop short at imagining without feeling, or they feel desire tinged with doubt, and that mixture weakens the creative force. But when you embrace your vision fully, with confidence and joy, your inner world sets in motion a chain of events in the external world that will inevitably mirror it. This is why so often those who maintain a persistent inner vision find doors opening, coincidences occurring, and solutions appearing, often in ways they could not have anticipated. It is not magic in the whimsical sense. It is the natural law of creation responding to your inner state. The outer world cannot give you lasting fulfillment because it is only the reflection of what already exists within. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions with the reality you wish to see, you create a gravitational pull that draws circumstances, people, and opportunities toward the fulfillment of that vision. The clarity and intensity of your inner vision determine the speed and ease with which your desires manifest. Doubt and fear cloud the vision, scattering its energy, but a focused, emotionally charged imagination crystallizes your desired outcome into inevitability. Each moment you spend feeling your desired reality as already true strengthens the alignment of your outer world with your inner world. You begin to notice patterns, opportunities, and people that support your vision, and setbacks transform into guidance rather than obstacles. The key is persistence and emotional involvement. Keep returning to your inner vision, nurturing it with feeling, conviction, and faith. Over time, your outer world cannot help but shift, because it is simply responding to the reality you have firmly established within. Imagination, when felt deeply, becomes irresistible, and your reality bends to reflect what your mind has already embraced. To assume the end means to live and act as though your desired outcome has already been fully realized. It is not merely hoping or wishing for a future event to occur. It is embodying the state of fulfillment in the present moment. When you assume the end, you step into the feeling of having already won, and you carry that state consistently in your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This practice creates a powerful alignment between your inner world and the external circumstances that must inevitably reflect it. Most people look at their current reality and conclude that their dreams are distant or unattainable, allowing circumstances to dictate their sense of possibility. They wait for proof before they feel victorious. But the law that governs creation works in the opposite direction. Reality conforms to the frequency of your inner belief, not the conditions outside of you. By assuming the end, you are setting your inner world on a frequency that magnetizes the external evidence to match it. It is not enough to simply imagine the end occasionally. You must live in that state persistently, feeling the emotions, embracing the confidence, and carrying the certainty as though the outcome has already occurred. When you do this, your mind begins to generate ideas, solutions, and actions that are consistent with the reality you have assumed. Opportunities begin to appear. Doors that were once closed swing open, and people who align with your vision come into your life. This is not coincidence. It is the natural response of life to the vibrational frequency you have adopted. The act of assuming the end also transforms the way you respond to challenges. Instead of reacting from fear, doubt, or lack, you respond from a place of confidence and abundance. Every setback is seen through the lens of inevitability as a temporary delay that ultimately reinforces the manifestation you have already assumed. This mental and emotional state rewires your perception, allowing you to recognize paths and possibilities that were invisible to those who are focused solely on the current reality. By feeling the completion of your goal, you generate a momentum that propels events toward its realization. Your body, mind, and spirit begin to harmonize with the reality you have assumed, creating coherence between your inner convictions and your outer action. As this alignment strengthens, the universe responds, rearranging circumstances and orchestrating events in ways that bring your assumption into tangible reality. The key is unwavering persistence. The mind may attempt to doubt, and the world may present contrary appearances, but the more consistently you live in the state of the fulfilled end, the faster your external reality will reflect it. To assume the end is to step out of waiting and into creation, to recognize that the victory you seek is already yours within, and that by embracing it fully, the universe will inevitably conform to the reality you have assumed. It is a practice of living in the certainty of your desired outcome, trusting that life is simply reflecting the inner state you maintain. Resistance is the silent force that keeps many people from experiencing the reality they desire. Doubt, fear, impatience, and worry create barriers that obstruct the flow of life's natural intelligence and delay the manifestation of your goals. The more you cling to skepticism or urgency, the more you reinforce the very obstacles you wish to overcome. Resistance arises when you question whether what you desire is possible, when you allow fear of failure or fear of the unknown to dominate your thoughts, or when you grow impatient with the timing of life. These mental and emotional tensions act like walls between you and your desired outcome, keeping it at a distance. To release resistance is to surrender, not in the sense of giving up, but in the sense of trusting completely in the unseen forces that are orchestrating your life. The universe, or the intelligence that governs creation, is always at work. It moves quietly, arranging people, circumstances, and opportunities in perfect alignment with the state of mind you maintain. Yet, if you are tense, skeptical, or impatient, you disrupt this delicate process. By releasing resistance, you stop adding friction to your own path. Letting go of doubt means no longer questioning whether your desire is attainable. It means holding unwavering faith that what you have imagined, what you have felt as real, is already in motion toward manifestation. Letting go of fear requires embracing trust and confidence, understanding that whatever appears in your external world is part of the process and ultimately serves your higher purpose. Releasing impatience involves surrendering control over timing, recognizing that the unseen forces work with perfect precision, often in ways you cannot yet comprehend. This does not mean passive waiting. On the contrary, it means active alignment. cultivating thoughts, emotions, and assumptions that support the reality you wish to see, while simultaneously trusting that life is moving toward your fulfillment. Every moment spent resisting delays the inevitable, while every moment spent in calm trust accelerates it. Releasing resistance also transforms how you experience setbacks and delays. Instead of reacting with frustration or fear, you learn to see each moment as a guidepost, a step in the unfolding process, or an opportunity to refine your inner state. You stop blaming circumstances or external factors and begin to focus entirely on the alignment between your inner world and your desired outcome. The more consistently you practice letting go, the more natural it becomes. Doubts arise, but you acknowledge them without feeding them. Fear appears, but you recognize it as a signal to return to trust. Impatience surfaces, but you consciously release it, knowing that life's timing is perfect. In doing so, you create a state of openness, allowing the unseen forces to work unhindered, bringing circumstances, people, and events into harmony with the reality you have imagined. Trusting the unseen process is not theoretical, it is a lived experience. It is the calm confidence that what is yours is already moving toward you and nothing can prevent its arrival. Resistance dissolves when you surrender fully to this truth, allowing life to flow effortlessly toward your manifestation. Success is not something that exists only in the distant future. It is a state of consciousness that can be fully experienced in the present moment. Too often, people postpone their happiness, telling themselves they will feel relief, joy, or triumph only after reaching a goal, receiving recognition, or achieving a certain milestone. This thinking keeps them in a perpetual state of waiting, as if success is a destination to arrive at rather than a condition to inhabit. To live in the feeling of success means to immerse yourself fully in the emotions associated with your victory, as though it has already occurred. It is not an act of wishful thinking or pretending. It is the deliberate cultivation of the inner state that naturally precedes outer manifestation. When you feel the joy of having achieved your goal, your mind and body are signaling to the universe that this reality is already real. You create a vibrational match between your inner experience and the external circumstances that will reflect it. Imagine the relief of overcoming a long-standing challenge, the satisfaction of seeing your efforts bear fruit, the exhilaration of receiving what you have long desired. Allow yourself to inhabit these feelings now. Let them permeate every thought, every gesture, every breath. The universe responds to the intensity of this feeling, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to match the state you carry within. Living in the feeling also transforms the way you approach daily life. Instead of acting from anxiety, lack, or frustration, you begin to move through each moment with the confidence and assurance of someone who has already won. Your decisions, words, and actions emanate from this state, creating a coherence between your inner and outer world. This coherence is magnetic. Others are drawn to your energy. Doors that once seemed closed open naturally, and challenges are met with solutions that align with the reality you are feeling. The key to this practice is consistency. Feeling the joy, relief, and triumph of your success once or sporadically is not enough. You must make it a continuous state of consciousness, returning to it whenever doubt or fear arises. By doing so, you reinforce the inner reality that your outer world will inevitably mirror. Living in the feeling also dissolves the tension that comes from waiting for external validation. When you inhabit the emotions of your fulfilled goal, you no longer depend on circumstances to confirm your worth or progress. You become self-sufficient in your experience of success. And this independence accelerates manifestation. Every day, every moment spent in this state deepens the alignment between who you are internally and what you see externally. Success becomes not a distant prize, but a natural, present reality. By consistently feeling the reality of your desired outcome as if it is already yours, you bypass struggle, doubt, and delay. You live in the reality you wish to experience, and the world around you must respond. True mastery of manifestation lies not in chasing goals, but in feeling them deeply in the present, allowing your inner state of joy, relief, and triumph to shape the world you inhabit. Faith without evidence is the cornerstone of true transformation. Most people look to the outside world for confirmation of their desires, waiting for signs, results, or tangible proof before they allow themselves to believe in what they want. They examine circumstances, analyze outcomes, and judge the likelihood of success based on what they see. This approach, however, is fundamentally backward. The external world is only a reflection of the inner state, and waiting for it to align before trusting is like trying to see a reflection before holding the mirror. True transformation begins within, in the quiet realm of imagination and unwavering conviction. Faith without evidence means trusting in the reality of your desires, even when the world appears to contradict them. It is the act of holding an inner certainty that what you seek is already moving toward you, regardless of external appearances. This kind of faith is not passive or naive. It is active, deliberate, and deeply rooted in the understanding that your inner state is the source of all manifestation. When you maintain unwavering faith in the unseen, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe. Doubt, fear, and the need for proof create dissonance that disrupts the flow of manifestation. But when you persist in belief, even in the absence of evidence, you establish a magnetic frequency that draws circumstances and opportunities into harmony with your vision. Faith without evidence also changes your perception of challenges and delays. Setbacks, obstacles, or apparent failures are no longer indicators that your desires are impossible. Instead, they become temporary appearances, reflections of timing or adjustment, not final judgments on your ability to achieve what you envision. The unseen forces are continuously at work, orchestrating details, aligning events, and preparing the path for your manifestation. Your role is to maintain the inner state of certainty, to live as though your desired outcome is inevitable. This unwavering faith acts as a signal, a vibration that life cannot ignore. The universe responds, often in ways you could not have anticipated, because the creative power of faith operates beyond the limitations of linear thinking. Every action, every choice, every thought becomes infused with confidence, clarity, and alignment when faith is maintained without evidence. You stop reacting from fear, scarcity, or uncertainty, and you begin to act from a place of certainty and inevitability. This is why those who master faith without evidence often experience seemingly miraculous manifestations. They do not wait for the world to validate their vision, they validate it from within. They know that the unseen is real and that it is always working on their behalf. Transformation, therefore, is not a matter of accumulating proof or controlling external circumstances. It is the cultivation of an inner state of unwavering faith, a steady belief in the inevitability of your desired reality. When you maintain this faith, you bypass doubt, attract the necessary conditions, and watch as the world rearranges itself to match the certainty you hold within. Faith without evidence is the ultimate demonstration of creative power, the act of trusting the unseen and knowing beyond any doubt that what you desire is already yours. Your imagination is far more than a mental playground or a place for idle daydreaming. It is the workshop where your entire reality is conceived and brought into being. Every circumstance, opportunity, and outcome you experience begins first as a thought, a vision, a feeling, nurtured in your mind. Those who understand this law know that imagination is not a passive activity. It is the creative engine that shapes everything you see in the external world. To persist in imagination means to deliberately cultivate the inner scene of your desired reality, repeatedly, with feeling, until it becomes a living, tangible experience in your outer life. Most people allow their imaginations to wander aimlessly, entertaining fears, doubts, and scenarios that keep them stuck in a state of lack or limitation. In contrast, the individual who persistently focuses on a specific desired outcome is intentionally directing the creative forces that govern life. This is not about mere wishful thinking. It is about consciously constructing the mental and emotional blueprint of your victory, seeing it clearly, feeling it deeply, and returning to it consistently, day after day, moment after moment. The persistence of imagination ensures that the inner scene becomes indelibly impressed upon your consciousness. When you rehearse your success vividly in your mind, your subconscious mind begins to accept it as reality, and your outer world begins to conform accordingly. This is why repetition, intensity, and emotional involvement are so critical. A fleeting thought or a passing fantasy has little power, but a sustained, emotionally charged inner scene creates momentum that cannot be ignored by the creative forces of the universe. Persisting in your imagination also changes the way you perceive obstacles. Challenges that appear in the external world no longer dissuade or discourage you because your inner scene remains intact and unshaken. You continue to act and think in alignment with your vision, knowing that what is unseen will inevitably manifest. Over time, the clarity and consistency of your imagination magnetize people, circumstances, and opportunities that support the realization of your goal. Doors open, coincidences occur, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Persistence of imagination is also an exercise in faith and patience. The external world may lag behind the inner vision, but by continuing to nurture the scene in your mind, you bridge the gap between what is and what will be. Your imagination becomes a signal, a vibrational anchor that holds the desired reality in place until it can appear tangibly. Every time you return to your inner scene, you are reinforcing the blueprint, deepening the conviction that your victory is not only possible, but inevitable. In this way, your imagination becomes both a rehearsal and a rehearsal stage, a laboratory where the future is tested and refined until it is ready to manifest. The more persistently you engage in this practice, the more powerfully your inner world shapes your external world. By understanding that imagination is the workshop of reality, and by committing to its persistent cultivation, you align yourself with the forces of creation, ensuring that the victory you hold in mind eventually becomes the reality you experience. In conclusion, everything we have explored today points to one undeniable truth. Your inner world shapes your outer reality. By harnessing the power of your imagination, assuming the end, releasing resistance, living fully in the feeling of your success, maintaining unwavering faith without evidence, and persistently nurturing your vision, you are setting in motion forces that align the universe in your favor. Your big win is not a distant possibility, it is already on its way, responding to the clarity, emotion, and conviction you cultivate within. Trust the process. Embrace the feeling of your victory now and watch as life unfolds perfectly to reflect what you have held as real. Remember, the unseen is always working for you, and every shift you make within brings your desires closer to manifestation. Step into your power. Remain consistent in your inner work and know that everything is indeed shifting in your favor. Thank you. There comes a moment in every life when the air changes, not around you, but within you. A quiet certainty rises, a whisper that says, "You're close, closer than you've ever been." And at first, you try to reason with it. You try to explain it away, but the whisper doesn't leave. It grows, it settles, it begins to feel like truth. What you are feeling right now is not random, it is not wishful thinking, nor is it coincidence. It is the inner recognition of something your outer world has not yet caught up with. You are standing at the edge of a shift, a big, beautiful shift, designed entirely in your favor. You see, nothing approaches your life until you first approach it in imagination. Everything that shows up outside begins as a movement inside. The desire, the idea, the feeling of expectancy, these are not signs of lack. These are signs of imminence. These are signs that the unseen has ripened and reality is bending toward fulfillment. Many people mistake this season. They call it waiting. They call it delay. They call it confusion. But you must not. What feels like nothing is happening is actually everything happening, just not yet in the dimension of sight. You are in the hallway before the door opens, and the hallway is always the quietest place. But the quiet is not emptiness. It is preparation. When you sense that something big is near, it is because your inner world has already completed the shift. The outer world must now follow the blueprint you have accepted. Don't let your senses deceive you. Don't let time intimidate you. Don't let contradictions weaken you. The truth is simple. You are closer than you think and much closer than you fear. Hold your inner conversation steady. Speak as the one who already has it. Act as the one who already knows. Move as the one who is already chosen. The more firmly you embody the end, the faster life rushes to meet you at that level of assumption. Nothing is working against you. Nothing has been denied. Nothing has been delayed. Every step, even the confusing ones, have been guiding you toward this moment. The pieces are aligning. The path is clearing. The unseen is crystallizing. You are on the brink of something that will not only lift you, it will confirm everything you've believed in silence. You're not just close. You're so close. that your life can change with a single inner shift, a single acceptance of the truth that what you want wants you, and it is on its way with a precision that will surprise you. So breathe, stand tall, stay faithful to the feeling. The big, the beautiful, the extraordinary, it's not far. It's here, pressing against the edges of your reality, waiting for the final yes from within you. And when it arrives, as it surely will, you will look back and realize that the moment you thought you were waiting, you were actually receiving. You're so close, closer than ever, and it's all in your favor. Your desire is the prophecy of what is coming, because desire is not born from the outside world, it rises from within you as a signal of something that already belongs to you in the unseen realm. People often mistake desire for lack, imagining it is a reminder of what they do not yet have. But in truth, desire is the evidence of what is already yours in potential. It is the inner announcement that something has been prepared for you, and your awareness is simply catching up to it. Every longing that stirs in you, every dream that refuses to fade, every vision that returns again and again is not random. It is memory. It is recognition. It is your deeper self reminding you of what you are destined to experience. But when you feel a desire intensely, you are not imagining something new. You are remembering something true. Life does not plant longings in your heart as a form of punishment or frustration. It plants them as indicators. The moment you desire something, you have touched the spiritual prototype of that thing. You have made contact with the version of yourself who already has it. That's why certain dreams pull you so strongly. They are calling you toward a reality that is already established within your consciousness. Your desire is the bridge between where you stand physically and where you already exist spiritually. It is not a hint of possibility, but a guarantee of direction. If you look closely at your life, you will notice that every major shift, every breakthrough, every blessing you ever received began as a simple inner stirring. Long before the outer world changed, something shifted within you. A thought became louder, a feeling became undeniable. A picture of a better life formed in your imagination and refused to leave you alone. That inner experience was not random activity of the mind. It was the first stage of manifestation, the first sign that what you wanted was already active within the deeper layers of your being. The desire did not appear to tease you, it appeared to guide you. When you understand desire as prophecy, you stop fearing it and start trusting it. You no longer ask, will this happen? Instead, you ask, how fully can I accept that it is already mine? You become less concerned with timing and more concerned with alignment. You stop chasing and start allowing. The moment you embrace desire as something that has already occurred internally, your energy changes. You stop approaching your dreams from a place of emptiness and begin approaching them from a place of truth. You become the one who already possesses the end result in imagination, and life must respond accordingly. The desire you feel is not the beginning, it is the echo of the end. It is the quiet whisper from your future self saying, I'm already here, just align with me. Everything you truly desire exists as a reality within you long before it materializes around you. When you honor that knowing, When you live from that inner completion rather than outer absence, you step into a life where what you seek naturally seeks you. Your desire is the prophecy, and your faith in it is the path. This life rearranges itself the moment you hold a new inner assumption with conviction, because your world is always responding to the state of consciousness you occupy. Everything you experience is filtered through the lens of what you believe to be true about yourself, your possibilities, and your life. When that inner belief shifts, even slightly, the world around you begins to reorganize itself so it can match the new state you have accepted. This rearrangement doesn't always look dramatic in the beginning. Sometimes it begins as the softest change, the way people speak to you, the opportunities that suddenly open, the ideas that surface effortlessly, or the clarity that rises from within. But the moment you adopt a new assumption and hold it with unwavering certainty, you set in motion a cascade of events that must realign with your new inner truth. What most people don't realize is that the world they see outside is simply an echo of their inner world. If your assumptions are small, limited, or rooted in fear, life echoes those assumptions back to you through limitations, delays, and frustrations. But if your assumptions are expansive, grounded in confidence and expectation, then life has no choice but to echo expansion. It is not a matter of forcing things to happen. It is a matter of knowing who you are being internally. The universe mirrors your identity, not your wishes. It reflects your state, not your effort. And a state is nothing more than an assumption you have chosen to accept as true the moment you fully believe something new about yourself. Truly believe it, not merely hope for it. You shift your internal frequency. You stop thinking from the old version of yourself and begin thinking from the new one. Your reactions change, your language changes, your emotional tone changes. You no longer respond to life as someone who is waiting, you respond as someone who already possesses the result. This shift is powerful because the outer world must conform to your inner identity. If you see yourself as worthy, circumstances rise to match that worth. If you assume success is natural for you, success begins seeking you. If you assume things are working out in your favor, suddenly everything starts aligning with that conviction. Conviction is the key. A weak assumption creates only weak ripples. A fearful assumption creates contradictions. But a firm, calm, inwardly accepted assumption becomes law in your reality. Conviction is not noise or intensity. It is stillness. It is the quiet certainty of someone who knows the end has already been reached within. When you dwell in that certainty, you are no longer trying to make anything happen. You are allowing the outer world to adjust to the blueprint you already completed in imagination. Life rearranges itself because life is not fixed, it is fluid. It bends around your consciousness, it reshapes itself around your identity. When you step into a new assumption and remain faithful to it, people shift, paths appear, obstacles dissolve, and timing synchronizes. You may not see the rearrangement instantly, but the moment the assumption is planted with conviction, the process begins. The world you knew starts to dissolve, and the world you have claimed begins to form. Everything on the outside must comply with the truth you have accepted within. What you call delay is only the unseen preparation of something bigger than you imagined, because life is always working behind the scenes in ways your senses cannot yet perceive. When something you deeply desire appears to be taking longer than you hoped, it is not because life has denied it or forgotten you. It is because the invisible elements, the conditions, the connections, the timing, and the alignment required for the most complete version of your blessing are still being arranged. Delay is never stagnation. Delay is construction. It is the deliberate assembling of something that will not only meet your expectations, but exceed them in ways you could not have scripted. Most people mistake silence for absence. They assume that because they cannot see movement, nothing is happening. But the greatest transformations occur in the hidden layers of life. Just as seeds grow roots before they rise above the soil, during that unseen stage it may appear as if nothing is happening, but in truth, everything is happening. Strength is being formed, foundations are being set, opportunities are being shaped. The invisible groundwork is being laid so that when the visible blessing emerges, it stands strong and lasts. You must remember that life is not in the business of giving you small, fragile versions of your dreams. When something seems delayed, it is often because what you are being prepared for is larger, more expansive, more aligned, and more complete than you initially thought. Sometimes the delay is not about the blessing itself, but about you becoming the version of yourself capable of holding it. The delay refines your belief, strengthens your inner world, and sharpens your vision. It dissolves the doubts that would have sabotaged your results. It shapes your character so you can receive what is coming without fear and carry it without collapse. There are seasons when the thing you want is ready, but you are not yet aligned with it. And there are seasons when you are ready, but the elements around you need more time to synchronize. Either way, nothing is being withheld from you. Nothing is being taken from you. The timing is simply being perfected. What feels like waiting is often life arranging the most ideal path. People you haven't met yet, places you haven't discovered, opportunities that need just a little more time to unfold. Delay is not a punishment, it is protection. It shields you from premature manifestations that would have disappointed you. It steers you away from lesser versions that would have limited you. It ensures that when your blessing arrives, it fits, it supports, it elevates, and it endures. If you could see what is being prepared for you, you would never complain about the timing again. You would wait with gratitude. You would trust the quiet seasons. You would understand that life is not delaying you. It is orchestrating something far more beautiful than your mind first conceived. The unseen preparation is happening right now. The bigger, brighter, more aligned version of your desire is forming. And when it arrives, you will realize the delay was not a delay at all. It was divine preparation. Your inner conversations sculpt the path for the blessing that is already moving toward you. Because the dialogue you hold within yourself is the blueprint from which your external life is built. Every moment of the day you are engaged in silent conversations, imagining outcomes, rehearsing possibilities, predicting scenarios, and assigning meaning to events. These internal dialogues are not harmless whispers in your mind, they are creative acts. They shape the state you live in. And the state you live in determines the experiences you attract. Before any blessing arrives, you have spoken it into form through the tone and content of your inner speech. Most people underestimate the power of these private dialogues. They think only their actions matter, or that their spoken words are what shape their world. But the deeper truth is that the most influential voice in your life is the one no one else hears. It is the voice that interprets every situation, responds to every challenge, and narrates every moment. When that inner voice is aligned with your desired outcome, when it speaks confidently, lovingly, and expectantly, it clears the path for your blessings to reach you. It removes resistance. It creates openings. It generates clarity. It magnetizes the opportunities that match the inner state you consistently inhabit. The blessing that is coming toward you is not random. It has been summoned by your inner dialogue long before it becomes visible. When you imagine conversations where you are confident, chosen, valued, or successful, you are not indulging in fantasies. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of the blessing. You are preparing the path by becoming the version of yourself who naturally receives it. Every time you speak to yourself as someone capable, worthy, and already victorious, you are shaping the future in your favor. But the same principle works in the opposite direction. Doubtful conversations create detours. Fearful conversations create delays. Conversations rooted in anxiety, unworthiness, or pessimism blur the path and make you feel as if your blessing is far away, when in truth it is your inner voice pushing it away. Your blessings are not resisting you. You are resisting them with inner speech that contradicts what you want. The moment your inner conversations shift, the moment you begin speaking from the assumption that what you desire is already on its way, the road straightens. The blessing moves faster. Life aligns more easily. Your inner conversations are not just commentary, they are commands. They instruct your subconscious mind on what to create. They signal to life what you expect. They shape the way you behave, the choices you make, and the opportunities you recognize. When you speak inwardly as the person who already possesses the blessing, you begin to navigate the world differently. You walk with certainty. You interpret experiences with clarity. You respond to challenges with strength. You no longer seek signs, you become the sign. The blessing is already moving toward you, but it follows the path your inner voice lays down. When your inner conversations reflect the end you desire, life has no choice but to match them. The more faithfully you speak from fulfillment, the more easily fulfillment finds you. Your inner voice is the architect, and your blessing is simply following the design you have already created within. The feeling of almost is not disappointment. It is a signal that the invisible has matured, because every manifestation ripens internally before it expresses itself outwardly. When you sense that something is near, when you feel that subtle shift inside you that whispers, "It's close," you are recognizing the movement of a reality that has already formed in the unseen. This feeling is not a sign of lack. It is a confirmation of alignment. It is the moment when your inner and outer worlds begin to synchronize, when your inner state has become so consistent, so stable, and so aligned that the external world must now adjust to reflect it. The sensation of being almost there is the vibration of your desire pressing against the threshold of visibility. Many people misinterpret this feeling. They think something is missing, or they fear that they are still far from their goal. They sense the tension of transition and believe it signals delay or disappointment. But this feeling is the opposite. It is a spiritual indicator that you have reached the final stage of inner completion. Just as a seed must sprout beneath the soil long before it breaks the surface, your desire grows roots in the invisible realm before it becomes tangible. When those roots are fully formed, when the inner work is complete, you feel the nearness. You feel the shift. You feel the anticipation that cannot be explained logically. That sensation is the inner world announcing the time is near. The feeling of almost also reveals that you have begun to detach from the old state. You no longer identify with the version of yourself who lacked the thing you want. You have mentally moved into the new reality, even if the physical evidence hasn't yet appeared. Your imagination feels natural and familiar. Your assumption feels steady. Your inner conversations have changed tone. This internal transformation is the true manifestation, and the external world is simply catching up. The invisible has matured into a stable state of consciousness, and once it matures, expression becomes inevitable. The tension you sometimes feel during the almost stage is not a sign of distance. It is the friction created by old and new realities shifting places. The old reality begins dissolving, the new reality begins emerging. It is like the moment before dawn, when darkness is at its thinnest and the light is seconds away from breaking through. If you mistake that moment for prolonged night, you miss the truth that morning is already here, just not yet visible to your eyes. When you embrace the feeling of almost as a signal of maturity, you stop worrying and start expecting. You stop questioning and start accepting. You stop chasing and start receiving. You understand that the invisible has already completed the work and that the physical world must now reveal what has been fully formed within you. Instead of frustration, you feel gratitude. Instead of impatience, you feel peaceful anticipation. Instead of fear, you feel certainty. The feeling of almost is one of the strongest spiritual confirmations you will ever experience. It means the unseen has solidified. The inner state has crystallized. The blueprint is complete. And the outer world is rearranging itself to deliver what is already done within you. Your only task is to remain faithful, calm, and open, because the invisible has matured, and manifestation is no longer a matter of if, but when. You are standing on the threshold of a shift that your imagination completed long before your senses noticed, because every transformation begins in the unseen dimension of your inner world. Long before life presents you with visible evidence of change, your imagination has already crafted the new state, rehearsed it, lived in it, and accepted it as truth. Your senses are always the last to know. They only confirm what your consciousness has already established. When you feel that subtle, powerful recognition that something in your life is about to shift, it is because your inner reality has already made the transition. You are simply waiting for the physical world to catch up. Your imagination is not a place of fantasy. It is a place of creation. It is the workshop where you shape your identity, refine your desires, and inhabit the version of yourself who already has what you seek. When you consistently imagine a new future, a different outcome, or a higher version of yourself, you are not daydreaming, you are shifting states, you are moving from one level of consciousness to another. Once that inner shift becomes natural, once you no longer have to force the thought or rehearse the feeling, the new state becomes your home. That is when you stand on the threshold of physical change. The moment you accept something is true, in imagination, your world begins rearranging itself accordingly. You may not see the rearrangement immediately because the senses operate on a delay. Just as light from distant stars reaches your eyes years after it was formed, the outer world often reveals your inner changes long after they were created. But the shift has already taken place. Your imagination finished the work long ago. The evidence simply hasn't arrived yet. Standing on the threshold means you are in a space where your old reality is dissolving and the new one is forming. You may feel moments of tension or uncertainty during this period, But that tension is not resistance, it is transition. You are stepping out of the identity that once limited you and stepping into the version of yourself that aligns with what you desire. Your thoughts feel different, your reactions shift, your expectations rise. You sense the difference even before anything outside of you confirms it. This is the power of inner transformation. The outer world cannot resist a change that has become permanent within you. As you stand in this in-between space, it is important to understand that nothing is wrong. You are not stuck. You are not waiting in the ordinary sense. You are simply observing the final moments of your old state while your new reality prepares to emerge. The shift feels subtle, almost quiet, because the deepest changes rarely announce themselves loudly. But you feel it, an internal certainty, a recognition that you have already crossed into a new chapter. Your imagination always completes the journey before your senses take the first step. When you feel the shift within, when you know something has changed even though nothing outward seems different, trust that inner knowing. Trust the state you have already occupied. Trust the reality you have already lived in your mind. You are standing on the threshold of what is already yours. The moment your senses catch up, you will look back and realize that the change began long before you ever saw it. Everything you desire, everything you have been reaching toward, is already unfolding in ways your eyes cannot yet perceive. The shift has begun within you, and the outer world is aligning to reflect that inner completion. You are not waiting for your breakthrough, it is waiting for you to fully recognize that you are ready. The whispers of expectancy, the sense of nearness, the quiet confidence rising inside you, these are not accidents, they are confirmations. They are signs that the invisible has matured, that the blueprint is complete, and that life is preparing to reveal what has already been finished in your imagination. Walk forward now with calm conviction. Honor the inner work you've done. Trust the timing that is guiding you. Stand firmly in the awareness that you are closer than ever to the big, beautiful shift designed entirely in your favor. Your life is not moving slowly, it is moving precisely, and everything meant for you is arriving with perfect accuracy. Thank you for listening, for believing, and for giving yourself permission to step into the life that has always been waiting for you. Thank you.